Immediately on getting here, I saw an osprey. That's pretty cool. Don't see an osprey every day. Ooh, look, a bench.
Beware.
I'm gonna walk away from where I'll be fishing. I want to see what this construction is all about. This is one of my favorite fishing spots, not because I've caught fish here. It's architecturally interesting, and it really does seem like it would be fishy. Short distance from here, I think I caught a smallmouth, and I know I've seen carp swimming around. So anything could happen.
Is it just me, or is Bush the international douchebag beer?
I mean, widowy, people who drink Bush beer have absolutely no respect for the bush.
So it looks like construction has completely messed up this spot. Oh, we have an awning now?
I mean, the spot is still fishable, but it is not the bank that I remember 5 or 6 years ago. There was tons and tons of space there to set up shop. I mean, like, you could have a tent on it and set up a barbecue and have a cot and whatever you wanted over there. And there's just not that much space there anymore. And there's also that overhanging tree that it just seems like you'd have a very difficult time making an overhand cast. Okay, so I gave you a look at the spot I'm gonna hit. There's already a fisherman there doing exactly what I plan to do. So, I mean, are we great minds? The evidence is lacking at this point. Let's see if we can change that. For those of you into the nitty gritty of the viddy, I'm switching to a lavalier microphone, wireless. I was going to use auto attenuate, but I knew I would regret it, so I just set it where it looks like the noise floor is not too bad. I brought my wading boots, because last time when I just wore my water shoes, I got a bunch of pebbles in them and it was kind of annoying. So maybe that won't happen this time. However, there is already sand in them. So we're having limited success. Let me give you some breakdown of this spot before I get started. Also, I'm gonna test this little rod holding device that I bought. It holds the rod, so I can camera all by myself. Up to my thighs in water. This is pretty primo for Grand River smallmouth territory. It's kind of slow moving to the left side. My right, your left. To the left side of this river, because the bank curves out on that side. Sorry, the river curves out on that side and cuts a deeper trough, whereas all on the left side here, it's just kind of, you know, between 2 and 3 feet, as long as you're a little distance away from the shore. I think if a smallmouth was moving upstream, it would be to the left. But in that deeper channel, if it was a hot summer day and he's hanging down in the weeds looking for some slack water or waiting for bait fish to flow by, that's where he'd be. So that's what I'm gonna fish. I'm gonna walk out as far as I can without getting my cheeks wet. Ooh, yep, there it is. Whoop, there it is. This is about as good as it gets. It's not level, but who gives a care about that? All right, we're into battery number 2, and after a fresh charge, it already says that I need to change the battery pack. Last battery. I wrote a number 1 on it, so maybe it's the best one. I think my 1/16 ounce jig head might be, actually this float just sits directly on the surface, so it's a little difficult to spot. I'm not entirely impressed. But let's see what we can do. My 7-foot 10-inch rod does a pretty damn good cast, gets me right into where I think the strike zone is. That's slightly deeper water. And because I can't really see my indicator, I'm just taking in the slack as it comes to me and trying to get a feel on whether I've got something chewing on the other end. When I fish without the float, I'm basically just letting the jig roll across the bottom, letting it, letting it get pulled by the current. I've got a fish. Here, buddy. He's giving me a good little struggle. He's just a little smallmouth. Just a little guy, but he's got some fight. Here, buddy. Here, budskis. Oh, another jump. Probably blocked it with my arm. There we go. Little smallie. If he'd stop moving, I can lip him. Come here. Ha! And if you could see that, I hardly even set the hook. With a slip float, pink minnow lure, 1/16 ounce jig head. There's a little smallie. Let's not keep him out of the water for too long. Excellent fish. He's just like, I don't even want to measure, like, guess how many inches that is. Oh, poof, he takes off immediately. Those guys recover really quick. All right, let's try again. It's like I was saying, just let it bounce off the bottom. Something will take it. Because they're looking for something that isn't going to fight back, isn't going to give them much trouble. They just want it to, you know, almost like be dead. Just control my slack line. I don't want to reel too quickly because that may affect the performance of the lure. It might move up towards the float. I want it to sit right on that bobber stop and just roll down. Yeah, that indicator's got to be pretty close before I see it. I might have another one, or a snag. That's a snag. Came loose. Fisher guy, looks like he's fishing top water. Yeah, he's fishing a plug. He's moving real quick along the surface. I mean, that could work, especially as the sun starts to set and cast shade. Well, I'm happy. I already caught a fish. Snag. Sometimes you just gotta work out a snag. If it's weeds, you probably just gotta reel in and reset. So yeah, one of my big problems is I'm used to using extra wide gap hooks on Texas rigs or pig and jigs, swimming jigs, V spinners, and I've got a really heavy hook set. But the reason I'm no good at fly fishing is because, like right now, I'm using a really light tippet, like 4 or 5, maybe even, actually I think 4 is the least I have. 4 or 5 pound, let's estimate. And if you set the hook real hard, you're gonna lose your fish. This is basically a crappie rod. Oh, my stop is way up. Gotta bring that down a little bit. For fishing black crappies. It has, so what I'm trying to get at is, instead of setting the hook, consider just loading the fish's weight onto the rod. The hook is going to stay pinned in its mouth. And when he fights, it's going to work its way deeper into his mouth and actually get a hook set. Like a lot of the time you don't need a hook set, especially with these thin gauge hooks. And that was pretty good for a Temu jig. I wasn't sure about those, but I mean, it worked on a smallie. One smallie so far. I told you it would work. Talking about smallies always makes me remember old YouTube videos by the Weeble. In Somalia, they got pirates. And pirates in Somalia. In Somalia, they got pirates. Yeah. He also did narwhals and badgers. I might remember the whole video or the whole lyric to narwhals, to be perfectly honest. It's a pretty great tune. At this point, I wonder if my float is doing sweet fuck all to help my lure. I mean, it could be helping it stay suspended, which is decent, I guess. But just letting the jig hit the ground, weeds and rocks and snags be damned, might be the better play. Okay, so, oh, that felt like a fish. It's almost like I landed on its head. Ideally, I'm not trying to reel in. I'm just trying to take up the slack. That fish bit and brought sunlight too. What a champ. It's the biggest smallmouth I caught in this area. Try casting a little more shallow. Hiya! Taking the slack. I can actually see my line all the way to the float better than I can see my float. Have his braid, baby! So I can see it as it kind of wobbles through the water, and if any of those wobbles straighten out all of a sudden, I know somebody's got it. Oh, hello. Is that a snag? Yep. Good look. Now I want to go back to the car for a different float. This one's just not, like, doesn't have the buoyancy for this. I could change to a lighter tube. Yeah, let's do a quick change and see if we can make this any better. Any better. Oh, snap, I'm gonna fall over. Survived. Load that into the holster. I don't want to lose my float. It's going to be a little complicated. Maybe I should have the other one ready first. Yeah. Let's go find it. I think he's in here. Nope. I could keep using pink and switch to this thing. That'll be fun. Haven't used these before, they're very light. See, I can talk for hours. Just like them other more popular YouTubers. Just talk and talk and talk. I wonder what the limit is on that tripod for how many weeds it can collect before the camera just falls over into the water and I'm out several $100s. So we're gonna pin this on the vest because it was a success. Success pin. And then we're gonna switch to this guy. This is super, super light. This is like way lighter than the 1/16 ounce. I don't know what the weight is on this thing, but check it. Isn't it pretty? Just a little feather jig. I'm gonna tie that on with an improved clinch knot because it's the fastest I know how to tie a knot. Back true to hole. And back true to hole. And cinch her down. Get down. Get down. Yeah, came to get down. So now we're using the same float setup, but we got a lighter jig. And it doesn't even want to sink. It sinks. We'll try it. I mean, I tied it on. I feel like I should get some gink. Well, I should have gotten some gink because, I mean, the moment that thing gets wet, it's just a wet feather, right? It's pretty bright though. I mean, the fish can see that. I'm not even gonna let the float go too deep. Away we go. Because that's so light, it's even more important now. Ooh, I found a rock to stand on. Even more important now that I don't affect the action by reeling in. So I gotta leave a little more slack that I'm comfortable with. I'll even let it pass me a little bit. Just a little bit. Now I can actually see the float. Come on, baby. Find me a fishy. Yeah, the current is pulling the line, which is pulling up on the jig. So I need a split shot. Look at this guy doing all the work. Killing it. Doggone it, it's a success video. Oh, look, it's an airplane. You can't see it because I'm using a GoPro. Look at some of these ugly ass weeds. First of all, check out that slimy rock. As I walk through this place is like infested with minnows. And smaller, like, bait fish. Oh shit, I found a crayfish. Can you see him? He's in there, I promise you. I suppose it's kind of filtered down a bit. There's not that much floating weed mess to fish in. It is very shallow water though. Is that another plane? This must be in line with the airstrip. People are just watching me wet my ass in the river. And grass. I still got pebbles in my shoes. Oh shoot, I hope I didn't get my keys wet. Well, the Pokemon catcher still works. You can just wrap your bobber peg onto the reel and peg it away like that. I secure my tips with generic hook and loop fastening fabric. For reals? It's a bush. It's a fucking bush. Almost wish I now brought a backpack so that I could switch into shoes. Find the car keys. First try. The path went uphill. Then I turned around. I don't know if I was subconsciously aware of it the whole time, but I might have stepped on a butterfly. And I just don't know it. I don't want to downplay how psyched I am that I caught a smallmouth bass in the Grand River. Like, I go from finding a Ganesh statue to finding a fish in the Grand River and landing it. Everything's just gonna work out now. I mean, that was the sign. Oh my god, like, it's still Friday in my time, as this video takes place in the past. A success story. It did happen. There are fish in the Grand. I almost don't believe it myself. Like, did AI just edit my life?
Ooh, a red one. That's right, kids. We're going to BMW.
No, we're not. No, you can't say I've never mooned you.
I got it. He just art.